30 in a mess. It's your girl, Beleza.
It's your girl, Keke.
And it's your girl. It's your girl. It's your girl. It's your girl, Gigi. And chances are that you tuning in because your life is still in shambles. And if you're new here, your life is in shambles, and welcome to 30 in a Mess.
Welcome. We in episode 39, y'all. We about to break the 30s and hit the 40s.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
This is why Gigi's so hyped. This is why Gigi is so hyped. Let's get it.
I'm here for it. I love it.
Yes. Y'all, if y'all are listening via audio and not seeing the video right now, let me just tell you, Gigi's background is giving me life. Yes. And I need to up our game.
Yes.
Because she's giving 30 in a mess after dark vibes.
Oh, am I?
And we're giving just came from Starbucks and trying to file some taxes.
Back. Straight back. Which I still need to file my taxes.
You always wait till last minute.
You know what? It's because I really forget. It's not because I'm just being bad about it. I really be forgetting, y'all.
It'll be
filed today.
What did you forget?
To file them taxes.
Oh yeah, the 18th is the last day. Or you can apply for an extension, y'all. So if y'all don't know, if y'all not gonna be ready by the 18th, go ahead and apply for that extension because baby, you don't want to miss that tax deadline.
Let me tell you,
it'll be done today.
Always waits like the last 24 hours every time.
It's because I forget. I really forget, y'all. And then someone always remind me like 2 days before.
Isn't it a show called Last 48?
That's where I be at.
What is it about? It's about taxes. It's about doing your taxes in the last 48 hours.
I ain't never been delinquent though. That's all I'm gonna say. It ain't never been delinquent.
That's good.
Don't got no back taxes.
Nope. Everything be paid up.
Okay, so this week's episode, we are talking about Wedding Tingz.
Wedding
Tingz. Now I know I didn't get married. Gigi ain't get married.
Meet me at the altar in your white dress. Hey, we ain't getting no younger. We might as well do it.
You was getting it.
It was our wedding day. We were getting married, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky.
Hey,
that's my movie though. I can't even front. Okay, so as y'all know, our fellow co-host Keke got married a few weeks ago. It's a month or something. Dang,
oh yeah, show the ring, Keke. Bring it closer. Let me see the ring, Keke. Let me see the ring.
Bling bling. Don't mind my nails though.
Come around, gotta see ya, bling bling.
Oh look, she blinding us. Ooh,
I can't even focus. I can't even focus.
And so, we're gonna talk about that too, with the symbolism of your ring.
Oh yeah.
But so we might as well go ahead and get into this thing because baby, you know, a lot of us want to get married. Not so much the wedding, but we know some do have weddings, some go to the courthouse, and since you opted in doing the wedding,
I did.
Even though I'm sure you probably reconsidered.
I did. A couple times I was like, we going to the courthouse, but this I sure did.
So we kind of want to know like the backstory of you and Malik. So I'm making sure it's recording this time, y'all.
Yeah, it's recording. I see the red at the top.
I see the red
because we've had a couple of instances.
Talking
for a whole 40 minutes and there's no recording.
Life was hating hard. We was talking for like almost 40 minutes for our podcast.
Y'all, it was rough.
We was like that day. We was like, y'all good. We just gonna call it a day. Everybody good.
They'll be all right. They will be all right.
Just called it a day. We couldn't even deal with the rest of the day. We just like, yeah, we good.
That's it. I thought that's it.
Okay,
but yeah, so we're gonna talk about how you and Malik got together.
How you met him, where you found him at. Did you order him?
Where I found him at.
Whatnot.
Yeah, because we trying to know, we trying to get to that wedding
I
part.
got them on Amazon. They was having a deal.
They was having a
They
deal?
was having a
Black
deal that
Friday?
day. Yeah, girl, Black
It was
Friday.
the prime Amazon sale.
Yes. He came in 2 days. I got him
Cyber
over there.
Monday.
I ordered. He came, and we married now. He was on Amazon, y'all. Now, he was the last one, so I don't know if they ran out on Amazon, but got him over from China. Got him over from China.
That explains the eyes. That explains the eyes a little bit.
I'm telling Malik.
Don't tell him nothing.
Malik, don't watch this one. Out of all the ones you could watch, don't watch.
It's the only one he gonna watch.
Right. Okay, so speaking of ordering him off of Amazon, how did y'all meet?
So we actually met randomly. So he slid into my DMs, but it wasn't for the reasons y'all think. So at the time he was selling protein powders and stuff to help you lose weight and stuff like this. And he was just reaching out to anybody that was on Facebook and kind of just saying, hey, how are you? All this stuff. How he slid in mine was he said you look familiar. So I'm trying to figure out, where do I know this guy from? Because I'm Greek, so we run into a whole bunch of people in different places. So for me, I was it's very possible that we know each other. I'm trying to figure it out. So we're going back and forth. Do you go to this school? Have you met here? This? And he's like, no, but then he gets into his products. So we decided to link up so that I can see what the products are and if it was worth me buying. Believe it or not, at the time that we linked up, he actually brought his girlfriend at that time there. So when I met him and the girlfriend that was before me. I know, it was crazy, super crazy, right? And I didn't know that was his girlfriend. I just thought they were coworkers kind of thing. Okay. But yeah, I actually met both of them. I thought she was absolutely gorgeous.
Was they both selling the products, or was she just off on the side?
No, she was there to help sell the products. So I was actually talking to her more because we met at a Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
So she sat down with me and we were just talking like girls do, how girls do. And he went up to get a coffee or something, but I was more so talking to her than anything. And she actually made me feel comfortable. So I was like, oh, y'all had a nice little tag team here, kind of thing. And she was gorgeous. I thought she was absolutely gorgeous. I was talking about her dress, her hair, all this. I literally was complimenting this girl, not knowing that I was going to be the next one.
And last.
And the last
one. That trick married my man.
I hope she's not following him. I'm like, what the?
I know she probably oh, I should have known.
I should have known. I was too damn nice.
Damn poozle.
So yes, and it was actually funny because she actually went with him that day because she wasn't supposed to be there that day, but they just ended up going together. Gotcha. So I think they linked up later. But months down the line later, I want to say it was maybe 6-7 months down the line, he just randomly texted me and was just like, hey, how are you? How's everything going? And I'm like, you're originally oh, everything's good. And then he's continuing with the conversation. And I'm like, do you know who you're texting? And he was like, yes, Keandra, right? And I'm like, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, yeah. He's like, he was just like, yeah, I know who I'm texting. I'm like, okay. Because he made a conversation like we've been talking. It was just it was weird. So I was like, yo, bro, you know who you texting? You understand who you're texting right now? So after a while, he just kept being very consistent with just texting me every day. It went on for maybe 2 weeks. I want to say he just was very consistent in checking in the morning, kind of just being like, hey, how's your day going throughout the day and stuff like that. Not necessarily every single day, but enough for me to notice that he was being consistent. And then just one of the days he said something. Everybody who knows me knows everything goes over my head. Everything goes over my head. I don't assume nothing. I always think people are just being nice. I don't assume nobody's I'm just one of those people that's he might just be being nice. Maybe he thought I had a good personality and just trying to be friends, whatever. But on this one particular day, I don't remember what he said, but he said something that sparked in my head. I was like, oh, you're trying to get with me. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. So then I shifted the way I started having conversations with him. Okay. And then from there, we decided to go on a first date. And
what was the first date?
The first date was movies. if y'all know Connecticut, ain't shit in Connecticut. Ain't much to do. All you could do is go to movies and dinner. That's really all you can do.
Movies and dinner.
So he's a really big movie buff that I've learned along the way. So he took me to like a movie that was really good. And then we sat outside of the movie theater just talking. And from there I was just like,
Who initiated the first date? Him or
him? He did. Okay. Yeah. I don't initiate shit.
I know that's right.
I know that's
right. Especially if you want somebody that you want to match with somebody that's leading, you're not gonna be initiating stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't initiate nothing. Even if I hate to be that girl, but even if I like a guy, I'm not shooting my shot.
No,
you better catch me.
Because I did that 3 times. It was a complete fail, and I will never do it again. 3 times in my life. They weren't mean about letting me down, but this is like it is. No, I'm not doing that. No.
It's so hard nowadays. They be like, well, why don't you shoot your shot? And I'm like,
don't listen to them. They're gonna have y'all here looking stupid. Don't do it.
I could flirt, but for me, I'm more so like if you don't show interest, if we're like having a conversation and you're not showing any form of interest, I'm not going to push forward and try to get the interest. Like I just feel like men are naturally hunters, so I feel like if he is feeling me, he's going to come after me. Like, and then from there, I'll open the door or not. I'll let you know, like, okay, continue to hunt, or sure, I'll be caught.
That's fair. Y'all heard it from the married woman, okay?
Right. I don't. And I have no issues with rejection. I'm not one of those people that's like, I can't be rejected. Hey, if you don't like it, cool. I'll keep moving.
Somebody else will.
Yeah, all right. Because I'm the catch. I digress.
So how did y'all like end up making it official?
So we've been going on like a few dates back and forth at this point, and we were a few months in. I knew that I was pretty set because I've always felt secure with him. So for me, I was like
how do you know? How did you feel secure?
Okay, so like people who didn't know me before, I get extreme like nightmares. Like I used to get like really, really bad nightmares. I don't know what triggers them. It could be me just eating at night too. It could be a lot of stuff. But I've also gone through a few things in my life that would be within the nightmares. So like I don't sleep fully through any given night. Like, so at the time that we started dating and it started to transition to me like staying at his spot here and there, or he'll invite me to come over after work. Cause at this time I was working like second and third shift. So a lot of times when I got off of work, he'll ask me to come over. And we'll just kind of hang out, kind of spend some time together. And sometimes I'll just fall asleep.
I got you.
And the first time I stayed at his house, I slept all the way through the night. Like literally woke up the next morning, like, where the hell am I?
Like, stole my stuff?
Like I was like, yo, did I just really fall asleep like all night? Like didn't feel like I had to jump up or anything. And when it happened again, like the very next time I was able to like sleep through the night with him, I was like, oh, he makes me really feel secure. Like I didn't have a bad dream. I haven't felt like a jerky, nothing like that. Like just slept all the way through the night. So I was like, he got to be the one. I was like, he got to be the one. He makes me feel secure. You know, he wasn't pushy. He wasn't trying to have sex. It wasn't on some random things. I'm not getting nightmares. Yeah. Like I was just like, my body is like reacting before my mind can, kind of thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
cute.
Bonbon.
Yeah, but
does he have nicknames for you?
No, not really.
I'm curious.
Oh well, yeah, I guess. Y'all better not laugh about this. Not both of y'all do.
Right. I mean, I don't know the
No, but sometimes he'll call me Pooh Butt or something like that. Like he'll just be like, whatever, Pooh Butt.
Oh, that's cute. That's mad cute.
That's how I'm gonna start.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I didn't want to say it. Because she'll be the first one to try to take somebody else's nickname from me. Like, no, stick to your nickname.
Make your own
nickname for Keke. Like, I literally
my nickname is Keke.
Yeah, but then I heard some people calling her Bonner, so then I tried that, and then some people call her Bonbon, so I tried that.
She tried everything.
I love Bonbon. That's cute, but she's just like it. But that's not
work.
your nickname.
That's not what you started calling me.
So Keke, like, what made him stand out? Like, what were some things that made him stand out besides you being able to sleep? Like, there had to be something else. Like, this guy is my match. Like, what was it?
Oh, for him, for one, he was never pushy on me. I feel like sometimes guys get a little
impatient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we don't give you the cookie, just calm down. You don't gotta get it.
Well, actually, he got the cookie very early on. Believe it or not, he got the cookie within the first week.
Okay.
He got the cookie within the first week, but that's another story for another day. I didn't expect it to go like literally when I gave it, I was like, well, I'm sure he gonna be like, this is a hoe, fuck this girl. But he actually was like, he realized like when I did give it, he even felt more precious in that because he was like, you didn't come off a girl that would give it so early. So he said, I didn't take it as you were like some girl that's just kind of promiscuous or anything like that. So I was like, oh, thank God. Because I surely was in my mind like, he about to throw me away.
Yeah, we never know which way it's gonna go with guys.
Yeah. But I was happy that he understood my energy in a sense, like, I'm not that type of girl, even though I did something that I normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
You still was able to feel my energy enough to be like, I don't think she's that type of girl, so I'm not going to take it as that. So I thought that was very sweet. But in terms of himself, like, he is like, the things that caught me was he was never pushy. Like, he's never been that guy that's like, well, when can I see you again? When can it, like, he planned it. Like, are you free on this day? Yeah, I am. Okay, well, come meet me at this time.
So he was never the what you doing?
No, he never. He'll just like start the day with asking me how my day was and things like that. And then if he wants to plan a date, he'll just plan it. He'll just say, are you busy on Saturday? No, I'm not busy. Okay, well, just meet me at this time. Or you meet me at my house at this time. I'm thinking about going somewhere. Which he's a really good dater. He's super intelligent. Anybody that knows him, he doesn't give much. Like, when you first meet him, you will really think he's just a super quiet, laid back guy. But if you bring up any topic in the world, he has a solid opinion on it. Like, it's almost like he does research and he doesn't tell nobody he's doing research on something. So when it comes up, he has like solid information on it. Like, he can back it. Like, he can back what he say.
So what do you love about him I mean, he's intelligent, but does he have like any passions that you admire or things that he does that you admire?
I like that he has a business mindset. I will say that. I feel like for him, it's like he's not going to tell you like off rip where he's thinking about going, but if I ask him, he'll give me the information. Like, I think a lot of times, like, some females when they're with guys, they're just like, oh, I never could know what he's thinking and stuff. I don't know what he's thinking. There's a lot of times that he could be steering off in the stratosphere, and I'll ask him, he'd be like, oh, I'm not really thinking about nothing. And he really might not be thinking about nothing. But if there's like a plan for things to go, and I ask him like, hey, before I jump into this, what's your plan? He will lay it out for me like, well, this is what I was thinking in terms of this plan. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but if I move it this way and that way, I'm almost 80% certain it will work. That's enough for me. I don't need you to have 100% foolproof plan on anything. And I think I love the honesty that he gives in everything. I think everything he does, he thinks it through. And even if it doesn't work or he doesn't know it's not going to work, he's going to say it like, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to try it. Oh, I'm cool with that.
Okay. So I know like getting towards like the engagement and things like that. Usually people have like vacations together. Did you have any with him? Were they out of state, in state? Like,
yeah. So the first out of state vacation we went on was to see his mother. Okay. So that was interesting. His mom at the time lived in Maryland and we were still in Connecticut. So I didn't know that was almost a test for him because at this point we were pretty much together. And he took that as a test, not the whole seeing his mother thing as a test, but the actual how's this trip gonna go together, us going out of the state. And it went really well. Like, everything was smooth. I met his mom. His mom was the sweetest person on earth. She's very sweet. Very, very sweet. I went with his sister and her boyfriend at the time. And it was fun. Like, I've never been to Maryland before. I actually haven't traveled much before him. So just being with him and him being like, oh yeah, we're going to go see the state, or you know what, I'm kind of want to go over here. Like, that in itself was like a lot of fun.
Oh,
yeah. So he opened my mind to a lot of things, I would definitely say.
Okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. So like now that we know how you met him, we know how like you figure like, okay, this guy's distinguished himself between the other guys that I've dated. What was that proposal like? Like what happened? Did you know it was gonna happen? Like did you have dreams? Like how did you get to the proposal part? Like what was that?
So I knew the proposal was coming. I just didn't know when or how it was gonna be.
Okay.
The reason why I knew the proposal was coming, because some people know this and some people don't, but we had a breakup. We did have a breakup.
Okay.
And one of my boundaries with getting back with him was I want to get to the next step. So if you're not looking to get to the next step, we cannot continue in our relationship.
Yeah.
Which he was all aboard on it. He was like, okay, absolutely. Like he basically affirmed for me that we are going to go to the next step. Now I didn't know when he was going to do it. I didn't know how he was going to do it. I just knew it was
going to happen.
Yeah, like I knew it was coming because
like, better come.
He can't get what he want until you do it. So that's basically where we was at. We was at a standstill right now. So he actually did surprise me. Apparently, Belaise, I knew that was going to be the weekend.
I did call it.
She called it. She called it.
So wait, tell me what happened. Like,
what
you mean? How you call it? Like,
what? So on this particular weekend, it was the weekend after Valentine's Day weekend.
Okay.
And this was last year. It was the weekend after Valentine's Day weekend. And he did what he normally do. He was just like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I want to go on a trip. So I was like, okay, cool. We can go on a trip. Don't know where we're going. Never ask. I never ask where we're going. It's usually fun. So I'm never concerned.
Like, yo, Keke, you busy? Oh, Malik, we're going somewhere. What?
Yeah, I never know what the trip is. He just asked me if I'm available and to be ready. So I'm always like, okay, cool. So he was like, all right, yeah, I want to go away for a cabin trip this weekend. I was like, okay, cool. That sounds fun. Cool. Gigi, you still there?
Sorry, y'all. My mom had called.
Oh, it was your video had blocked out. It went black. So then, like, he was like, "Gigi, you still there?" And literally, you popped back up
all the way in the screen. You're just like
on cue.
I'm still here.
On
I'm
cue.
still here.
Literally on cue.
My mom called me, y'all. Like
that was funny. That was hella funny.
Sorry, y'all. I have to text my mom. I'm recording. Woman, I'm working.
That's right. Let her know. Let her know.
I'm not trying to get this bread. I'm working towards the future.
I'm building a legacy here.
I'm trying to get this money. Like, what's happening?
A legacy.
Come on, Gigi.
So we went away for the cabin trip. The first day, absolutely beautiful cabin. We did a few events, whatever. The next day was Saturday. So he took me to this place that was like almost like a shrine to the Bible and to religion. Like there was there was like a stairway. They call it the stairway to heaven. So literally it's just
where's it at?
It don't even matter. Google it. Y'all Google it.
I'm pretty sure it was North Carolina.
I'll Google it.
But I don't ask any questions when he tells me.
Right, you just get in the car and go. You just get in the car and go.
I'm sure it's one of the Carolinas. I think it was North Carolina. But it was very beautiful. And he's not a super religious guy. So the fact that he did this on what I consider a Sabbath, I thought that was so sweet. Like it was the sweetest thing in the world. Like literally we can go all the way up the stairway. At the top of the stairway, there was like prayer hands and you can there's like a shrine to pray. And then when you look across, it was like the entire field was a Bible with the 10 Commandments listed in stone.
I need to go.
Absolutely gorgeous. Like you literally can't see it until you walk all the way up the hill. So it was very thoughtful. Very, very thoughtful.
Yeah.
After that, we went to a park and we kind of was walking around the park. So I knew I started to pick up something was weird, but things go over my head. Y'all know things go over my head.
I ain't guessing nothing.
Listen, I was just like, we here. So we walked down one part of the trail and it didn't lead to anything. It just led to a river. So we walked back. We walked through another section of the trail. Didn't really lead to anything. So we walked back. And at this point, I got tired. And anybody that knows me, I'm very adventurous. I'm very much a hiker. But I was just tired because I was like, we already did all this activity in the morning. I was like, we can go home if you want. And he was just like, well, let's look for another trail. That was weird because he does not keep going.
He'd be like, yeah, let's go.
Like he'll be the type to be like, nah, let's go. But he was like, well, let's try this one here. So I was just like, okay, sure, why not? And we walked up this hill. And
wait, why the last trail had to be a hill? Like, I'm already tired.
Because it was a hike, girl. Let me tell you.
I would be like, nah, we're not doing that.
We went up this hill, all the way up this hike, and it got to the point that it even like the trail got real small. Like we are on top of like almost this mountaintop thing, and we almost have to like scoot. So I'm like, you know where we going? Like he was just like, yeah, like it's I think I saw a waterfall or something over here. So I'm like, okay.
Like, you sure?
Because I'm like, it get a little dangerous. And
now you're like, is he gonna kill me? Was he trying to kill me?
Listen, I already let my people know. And when we try to kill me, do not give them the insurance money, okay?
Right.
So we like scoot in and we try to get to it, and then lo and behold, it was this beautiful waterfall that was across the way. So I was like, oh, there is a waterfall. You were right. So I'm looking at it from the safe part of it. And he was like, do you want us to get closer? Now, mind you, there's a big ass sign that says, don't go over here. So I was like, are we allowed to? He was like, yeah, like just this little brushing. So there was like a little brushing area that was like right before the waterfall. So it helped us to get closer, but we really probably shouldn't have been there.
You guys were on the edge, living life on the edge.
We was on the edge. Like I'm sure if there was a slip or a fall, we would have been in the waterfall. But we went into the brushing and I was looking, I was like, yo, this is very peaceful. Like I was like, well, thank goodness you found this kind of thing. Cause I was like, I don't think I would have found this. And we were talking and I was like, this was actually a really beautiful day. And he was like, well, I'm about to make it even better. And he turned to me and he got on his knee and presented the ring. And I was like, are you serious? like, and he just sat there, like he was just like, cause he already asked will I marry him. So I'm just like, I think like at that point, everything just kind of like went quiet for me. And I was like, I'm gonna say yes, right? And he was like, okay, good. Like he was like, you had me scared for a second. I was just like, no. I was like, I'm just shocked.
Good job, Malik. He did a great
job. Bravo. Yeah, he did a great job. It was very much us because we're both very adventurous. So the fact that he took the time, like I wasn't cute or nothing. I know a lot of people like, oh, make sure I'm cute. I'm not a cutesy type of girl.
So, you don't get what you get.
Okay. I want you to love what you love. I want you to love me the way I am. And I'm very adventurous. So the fact that he took his time to make sure we had a good time. Like, I thought that was pretty cool.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it was sweet. It took a lot of thought. That's good for him.
So getting into the planning, I guess.
Right. The wedding situation, the planning. Wasn't this like during like COVID? Like what time period was this? Like
no, so we got engaged February of 2022.
Oh.
Yeah.
They had a quick engagement. Some people be engaged for like 10, 12 years. They be engaged.
I am not a 10-year girlfriend. He knew better. He was.
How long were you guys together?
We were together for 6 years at the time that I was proposed to.
Wow.
Years, I want to say. So, or 7. Where we at today? We just passed 8 years.
Really?
We just passed 8 years together.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we were together for 7 years at the time.
Yeah, at this point.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it was damn near common law. He knew you cutting it close. I'm about to walk.
Cutting it close.
You cutting it close.
Girl, you picture us. People now, they be like, I just bit the inside of my dang leg.
Oh, you okay?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. But people nowadays, they be like, after 1 year, after 2 years, they're like, all right, what are we doing?
See, and I think I think that's kind of quick to get to know somebody. Like,
wow.
I think for some people it works.
I think you have a lot of different factors. I think age matters.
Yeah.
Age matters. Life matters.
Yeah.
Because you had Malik Yeah, you met Malik when you were like in your 20s.
I was 25.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
I want
you,
to say.
y'all was good. Y'all was chilling, but like I feel like if
Yeah.
you meet somebody in your 30s,
That's different.
it's
Yes.
a different way.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
At
different.
the time that we got together, I didn't think 2 years would be, and especially because a lot of people don't even know this, but the boyfriend I had before him, I was with him for 6 years. So there was a lot of unraveling that occurred in them 6 years. And I was like, well, thank God we didn't get married like after 2 years of knowing each other. And I knew him since I was 12 and we didn't start dating until we were 18. So there was a lot of years that I knew him, but he was a completely different person dating wise.
Yeah.
And I held on to that. Like when I got with Malik, it was very much like, I don't think we're going to get to know each other in 2 years. Like, I really think maybe in 5, we will probably understand each other and I can unravel some pieces and you can start to unravel things about me so that we can make a really big determination. But like she said, we were 24, 25 at that time. I think if I was in my 30s and we met, it wouldn't have taken that long. I know me now pretty well than I did in my 20s. So it probably wouldn't have taken that long.
Okay. Yeah. So now that everything went through the wedding,
Yes, girl.
how did what was like your
Yes, girl. Yes. Yeah.
what was like y'all
So my
plan?
bane, my bane.
What was your thought process? How did you want to do it?
So originally, I wanted well, he picked the time frame in which we will get married. So when I got proposed to, the next day we went out to like breakfast and stuff. And I was like, well, when were you thinking about getting married? And he was like, well, we can get married next year. He said, I was thinking October. So I was like, that's actually perfect. October is my favorite month. It gives us like a
Oh.
full year and almost over a half to really plan it out and really get money and stuff like that. We didn't really want to necessarily bother people for money. Like I know a lot of people use their village, but for us it was more so like I'm pretty sure in a year and a half we can stack up the money to get it done. We were going to try to use whatever resources we had. Like I was like, I do not want an expensive wedding. I'm not that type of girl. It does not have to be this big fairy tale princess wedding. This is a party for everybody else, but we are the only ones getting married right now on both sides of our family. So I do want to have some type of presentation for our family. Um, so we agreed to do it in October.
Okay.
His aunt's house was actually our first venue that we wanted because she held a wedding in her backyard before that fit 200 people.
Oh, she was
wow.
She actually no, the house is not that. It's not like a huge entire house, but her backyard is pretty big.
Oh, that's good.
So we were like, well, if she was able to fit 200, we can get a backyard for free.
Let's go.
Yeah. The venue is the worst of the. That's like half the battle once you get a venue. So we were kind of in talks with her about it, and she was like, yeah, like she said, we'll buy some tents and stuff. We'll figure out where catering can come from, and y'all can have it here. Cool.
That's sweet.
And she's like an event planner, so she knew, like, she was like, I can help y'all with how this is gonna look. So that was where it initially was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be October of this year. But what most people don't know is my mom is sick. My mom's had cancer for quite some time now, and she's like in the thick of like the chemo and the radiation and all that. So she actually vocalized to me that she didn't feel that she would make it to October. Just so y'all know, my mom is fine. She's sometimes she can take something and shoot it over the edge.
We love you, Mom.
I love my mom to death, but she does.
But we love you.
Your mom said, "Let me speed up this timeline a little bit. Let me
pretty much." She was just like, if I can have a say, I would like this to go like tomorrow. Right?
They got space today because we can go today.
Right. So our wedding was going to be a lot bigger because we would have had a free space. But since my mom did vocalize she would like for it to be pushed up, we started to like rewarp the plans. But in rewarping the plans, it was like, we ain't got no money to do it tomorrow. So now we gotta really use our resources here. Like we really gotta use our resources. So we actually didn't start the planning of the wedding until like his aunt, like once I told them why we wanted to push it up, his aunt actually had a friend that owned a restaurant in Connecticut. And we talked to her And she more so was just like, yeah, y'all can use our restaurant. And she was like, it's on the water. It's beautiful. So we went and saw it at Christmas time. So when we talked to them at Christmas, that's when we actually started wedding planning because we have to solidify the venue. So we told them we were thinking either early or late March for the wedding. So they was like, yeah, sure. They was like, you could use this. They checked their book. They said, we don't have any big events in March, so you could have March. And then they was like, and we'll give you the venue for free as our gift. So I was like,
wow. That's nice.
I was like, that's it. Crazy. That's what we're gonna have. I said, it's free. We're gonna go for it.
Say less.
Yep. They just said all we ask is that y'all pay for the food and make sure that the bar is cash. I was like, sure. We have no problems with that. So that's how we pushed everything up and pushed forward. We called on our village at this time. So his aunt got us the venue. His sister was our officiant. So we kept it in the family. His sister's girlfriend was our DJ.
Hey.
And the sister's ex-boyfriend was actually our videographer. Then the DJ's friend was our photographer. Mind you, everybody's doing stuff for free. Like they're just like, oh no, we'll do this for free. We know you guys. We'll do this for free. So what else? Who else was there? Oh, the cake. The venue, the person who owned the venue actually paid for our cake as another part of our gift from them. So the cake, yeah. So she said that her daughter-in-law creates wedding cakes as her actual business. So she said, I'm just gonna ask her to create you guys a wedding cake. Just give me what you want it to look like. So they did that for free for us. Like we really like called our village. Like, and of course there was things we had to pay for.
I'm trying to get like Keke.
No, we spent no more than $4,000 out of our own pockets for the wedding. So it was very much a community. Like our entire village came together and was just like, we got y'all. Like, don't worry about it. We got y'all. So so once we solidified the venue in December, I went back to Connecticut in January and I had a meeting with the elders. I call them the elders. So it was my mom, and his aunt. We sat down in their kitchen and we went through what we want the wedding to look like and how was it going to go? What did we need to pay for? What did I need to like solidify? I did all of that in 2 days. I bought my dress that same weekend. I bought the dress. I bought everything I needed for the dress that same weekend. It got it shipped to me. Went back home and I didn't talk about that damn wedding until March.
And you didn't have any groomsmen, bridesmaids?
No groomsmen, no bridesmaids, no maid of honor. First of all, the wedding was pushed up so far up. I didn't want to put nobody through that. Like, it's a lot of work. It really is a lot of work planning a wedding. And we were getting calls like every day, like, what do you guys think about this? What if we add this? Do you guys want to pay for it? Like it's stressful. It's really, really stressful. Even with all of the help that we got, I was extremely stressed. Extremely stressed.
Yeah, I'm like, Keke, you good? Yep.
Yes.
I was like,
yes. Things were changing. Like, because mind you, it's just 3 months of like from the time that we actually was like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and do it. And then when it actually happened, it was like less than 3 months. So things were happening and shifting and changing. And we're trying to flow with it because we're like, I don't want to have to pay for something if something goes wrong. Like at one point in time, the restaurant flooded because their pipes bursted. And we're like, okay.
My goodness.
Well, we still got time before the wedding. So hopefully they could get the problem fixed before the wedding. But if they didn't, what is our plan B? We have to like discuss these things. And then that means the date that we pick can't be the day that we picked after we already sent out RSVPs. So it's just like, there was just so many things that were shifting and turning and twisting. But like I said, everybody came through. Everybody did a wonderful job. I can't thank everybody enough for helping out with this wedding. I think it was very beautiful. It was very intimate. I didn't know what it was going to look like until I walked in.
What was your colors?
The colors were originally navy blue and white, but she actually threw in my sorority colors. She actually said I threw in the gold because I wanted you to have like your sorority colors and stuff. But it was just navy blue and white. Like I wanted Malik to wear a navy blue suit. That's a whole nother story.
It didn't work out. It didn't work out.
It's very difficult to get a navy blue suit on short notice, apparently.
Now, the big question. Did y'all cry?
We did cry. So I'm a thug, y'all. Like, everybody knows me. Me and Malik are a thug Dizzle, okay? We don't cry, we don't, we multiply. Like, what did I No, we're not super emotional people. But his mom went up there and sung a song, and then he started crying. He did not cry like that. He did not. Always gotta exaggerate. He did not cry like that. Y'all can watch we can play it back. He didn't cry like that. But he started crying, and because he started crying, I started crying. And the people behind him saw me crying, so they started crying. People behind me saw him crying, so they started crying. So I was like, I told his mom, I said, you brought the whole house down because we all were doing good. I was like, we were all doing good. But he hasn't heard his mom sing since he was like a child, so it really did hit him.
So what is life like after the altar?
It's the same, I'll be honest. We've been together for a while, so we were already doing a lot
and
of
living
stuff.
together and stuff like that.
Like we've been together for 7 years. We were already living together. We already had our dynamics. We've already set boundaries way before this. We went to premarital counseling just to make sure that we touched on anything that we might have missed. But we've talked about like what life looked like for us like way before we got here. So honestly,
how did you like the premarital counseling?
It was wonderful. Okay. It was I highly suggest everybody get premarital counseling before you get married. Even like we had quick sessions. Like we only went 5 times and we set another appointment for 2 months after the wedding. Oh, that's good. So just like a check-in. But I highly suggest getting premarital. They do bring up stuff that you may not think about.
So was there something that you were like, dang, I didn't think about that before?
You know what's funny? In the premarital counseling, it wasn't necessarily things that I didn't think about before or that we haven't discussed. I didn't see his view on a lot of stuff until the counseling happened. Like I didn't realize what his thought process in certain aspects, and it made me love him even more. Like I was like, damn, like I didn't know you felt like that. Like you could have said that. Nigga, you could have said that to me before we got here. Damn, you would have got some more gawk if I would have known that back
then. What were some of the questions? I'm curious because like I'm on the route. So like, what are some of the questions?
Oh God. So one of the things that were brought up was combining our finances because we haven't done that yet. So what does that look like for us? And we've had a big discussion and debate over that just because I'm very adamant about what that looks like. And I did not understand his thought process and how he wanted it to come together. So I basically had to slow down and allow him to come up in a sense. So that was very helpful during counseling. We talked about how we argue and how we debate, which apparently we do it in a very healthy way. So we're just going to continue that. Yeah. We've talked about what do we think about religion and how we want that to go in our family dynamic. We've talked about boundaries with family members. Like once you're married, that looks different. So where do you want the boundaries to lie? We talked about how will we want parenting to go. It was a range of stuff. They had us buy a book called His Needs, Her Needs. So what that discussed, and if you guys heard or seen that book, really good book. And what it has is I think up to like 7 needs of a man and 7 needs of a woman that as women, I may not think about this as being a super need of a man. And as men, they don't see certain needs of a woman. So it teaches us both how do we meet those needs for each other, depending on what it is. Because there's some things that we read and Malika's like, no, I don't really care about that. And then there's some things that he's like, yeah, that's important kind of thing. So it helps us to like have the conversation on, okay, like, what do you feel about that? Like kind of thing. Or am I meeting that need for you? And maybe I wasn't, and you didn't think to say anything because our dynamic is going well, but you probably want more of this. We talked about sexual desires and stuff like that. Like just things like it literally brings up every aspect that you may not think is so important, but can become very important over time.
I like that.
Yep.
Okay.
So what are your wrap ups for engagement, relationships, the wedding ordeal?
I would say the very biggest thing, and this is just one wrap up in all of it,
Mhm.
is don't let roommate problems become marital problems or
Mm.
relationship problems. I think a lot of times people harp on the little things, which causes breakups and things like that, but you want to make sure that your partner matches your values, your morals, your beliefs. And if they can do those three things, anything else can be talked about. Anything else can be negotiated. I would also say you should stand hard on those things, but make sure that you are the person that you will want to date for sure. Like if you're asking somebody to be something for you, can you meet those qualities
Yeah.
for yourself
Yeah.
before you're requiring that of somebody else?
Yeah.
I will say very early on in my dating life, I was very much like what social media says and what people says and oh, they said like, oh, he don't do this, and you don't need to be with somebody like that. But in reality, if it didn't bother me, why was I listening to that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Also, I always wanted to make sure that if I wanted a man that was understanding of me, patient with me, loyal to me, I had to be that as well as a general person. And it's helped my relationship tenfold to just
Yeah.
drop the little things and look at the bigger picture.
Noted.
Yep.
Okay. I gotta take. Let me take notes. Oh,
Yep. So I'm married now, y'all. I was
She's
married now.
married. I got one
yeah.
more question. So, how has your life changed since before marriage and then after marriage with regards to like friends, family, social associates, like all that kind of stuff? Like, what were some of the big changes that stuck out to you that we possibly could prepare ourselves for?
I realize I realize people respect your time, your space, and your thought process when you're married versus when you're not.
What?
It's very interesting. So a lot of people that I've talked to prior to me being literally all the way up until I said I do, like they'll call, they'll intrude, they'll try to come over, they'll say certain things without, I guess, realizing it because they look at you as a single woman, or they realize that you're in a relationship, but the relationship is not that big of a deal,
Mm.
because you don't know where this relationship is gonna go, kind of
Yeah.
thing. But when it comes to being married, they respect your spouse, therefore they respect you more. They respect
Oh.
my time better. They
Wow.
respect my decisions better. They respect my
Mhm.
space better. Like if I'm like, I gotta go home now, it's not no longer an argument. It's no
Ah.
longer a pressure. No one's calling me past 10 o'clock anymore. Like it's just like, oh no, you're married. I wouldn't do that to your marriage. Another thing I
That's cool.
realized, yeah, very
That's kind of
interesting.
cool.
It's very interesting.
Cause
Very
I'm calling at 1 in the morning. Okay.
even family wise, like even with my family, like the
I don't.
conversations that has come from both sides of our family, it seems like there was a respect before, but there's a respect factor now. Like it's
Okay.
like, oh, y'all did the ultimate thing, and now our job is to keep y'all together.
Yeah.
Like once you're married, it's like the entire village around you is like, my whole job is to make sure y'all don't break up. So we're going to now do all the things that's going to keep you together, which is cool. I think that's really cool. I don't know why you can't respect me before the title of being a wife, but hey,
Big
whatever.
fact.
I'm gonna take what I take. I'm gonna take what I get right now,
That's interesting.
That's very interesting. And like I said, that comes from both friends and family. I noticed that. Also, I realized I can't go nowhere without him now because now everybody's like, "Where's your husband? Why you didn't bring him? And why is he not coming along? And when am I going?" Like some people have not met him yet because like a lot of times that I get invited into stuff is usually like for girl stuff, and he's not that person. Like he's not like, where you going? Y'all gonna talk and stuff. I don't need to be there. Like he's really much that guy. So now it seems like more people are like, no, if I don't see him, you're not coming. Like you're not coming without him. Like
Oh,
y'all both are a unit. You're both gonna come now. Like
Wow.
very interesting. Very interesting. When before it was like no one ever asked about where he was.
Dang, that's interesting. That's wow.
right?
I didn't think that would happen. I honestly didn't think about that, but I noticed it for sure. I definitely noticed that.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I rock with it.
And I will do the same for y'all. Yeah, where's your husband?
So I already y'all ain't gonna have to ask me. I'm being my man, and
he gonna be
today. When I was on the phone with Belaza, because I was asking about the fondue I made, and I was like, she was like, "Oh, okay, how's it going? Is he still there?" I was like, "Yeah, he right here."
Yeah,
movie. I said, "What movie you watching?"
She sure enough did. She was like, "What you watching? What you watching?" He watching such and such. I was like, "Okay,
that's right, my man, say girl,
and my man, y'all to submission. Y'all gonna be like, all right, girl, we know what you about to say. No,
like we get it."
And it's so funny. I forgot I had a wine closer over here. As I was drinking my coconut water, and I forgot I had this wine.
I saw it earlier. I saw it earlier, but I didn't see the cork.
That's right, girl. That's cute. That's how big it needs to be too.
I need to get one of them.
I don't even drink, and I have this thing. It came with like a kit from Sally's. I was buying some products, and it came like with wine glasses and this wine closer.
Wow.
That is cute though.
I'm with it. I saw it on your hand, and I was like, okay.
Craziness, right?
Yes. Can't fit your hand in your new purse.
You can't fit it anyway. You better go outside. You're gonna get knocked in the head out here with something like this. You're gonna be done for.
Excuse me.
Like what?
I would never wear that out. I would never.
Our best.
My sister-in-law, my brother, I ain't gonna front. He brought quite a big ring, but she still lived in New York at the time, so she would like reverse it so nobody would see the ring. I'm like, oh, that's smart.
Yes, before I got married, I was not wearing my ring like that. I put a rubber ring on so that it signifies I was engaged or married. You take it. But yeah, I was like, I don't trust it. I don't trust being out here. People try to take it or the diamond falls out, and I would just die if that diamond fell out.
Oh, right. The significance of the ring. So the engagement ring that he gave you, what's the story behind that?
Oh,
before we wrap it up.
Yeah, so the engagement ring, the diamond was actually passed down through his family. So it was his grandmother's diamond. Wow. And then the grandmother passed it to his aunt. So when she got married, she had the diamond and then she passed it to him. So when he decided, he actually didn't tell his family that he was going to propose. So he just asked for the diamond from them. And they was like, okay, when is it going to be? And he was like, I'll let you guys know. And just walked away. And so
I need the diamond though.
Like he's like, I need the diamond though. So he got the diamond from his aunt. And the ring is rose gold, which is my favorite. Like the crazy part is he remembered that from when we first dated because that was the one and only time I ever said I love rose gold. And when we first dated, he bought me a necklace that was in rose gold, but he never bought me jewelry again because I don't really wear jewelry like that with my job. But he got the ring in rose gold. So I was actually surprised that he remembered that. And then if you guys look at the ring, it's encased in diamonds around the band. Very beautiful. Like I was like, I don't know what I expected you to get, but you outdid yourself. He definitely outdid himself.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's very, very sweet. That's sweet. Once again, kudos, Malik.
Malik did a great job.
Kudos.
You guys did a good job together because it definitely takes two people to make it work.
Oh, guys. Yes.
And you are a special woman.
Thank you.
He put a ring on a finger. That was definitely worth it.
He liked it, so he put a ring on it.
He put a ring on it. And take notes, fellas. Take notes. But no, this was great. This was great. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for being completely open and sharing with the world. Hopefully y'all took a lot out of that. I know that I did. I gotta step my cookies up. Set my standards up.
I gotta figure some things out because I think dating a person that's of a different culture is a different layer.
Ooh. Yes,
I got questions and I don't have people to ask.
Yeah, maybe me and you can have a conversation because I ain't gonna lie, dating Americans is definitely different. I didn't think it would be that big of a difference because I was born here, but I do realize that I am struggling with it heavily. Like heavily.
Passport.
Passport. People talking about something. My man. Do you have a passport?
Yeah, passport has been the biggest issue lately, bro. Right. People is not leaving America, and I don't understand why. Leave America.
Or you haven't left yet. Like, I mean, out to visit, not leave.
You just gotta find somebody who values marriage and values monogamy and values the things that you value. Because if like, I think the biggest thing is people are trying to date people that don't value what they value, and they were like, well, all women should do this or all men should do this. It's like, no, baby boo, like you need to find somebody who value what you value, and then go forth. You can't be like, you can't be like press what you want on somebody else because you want that specific person. Like, no, you have to find somebody who values what you value.
Exactly.
That's it.
I've always said it. It's not dating. Is not. I mean, dating is
all
hard.
Be so simple.
Yeah, dating is hard, but it's very simple. It's very black and white if you really think about it. But people are making gray areas. It's like, no, if they don't like this the way you like it, keep that shit pushing. You don't have to stand there.
But you made a very strong point when you talked about don't make like little moles into mountains or whatever.
Oh, don't make roommate issues marital problems.
Yeah,
or relationship problems.
And I realized like a lot of people do that. Listen, I was dating a guy and he talked about like, he is OCD, right? So he likes things a certain way, but I'm like, when you live with somebody, that's something like you can just work towards. It's not like my way or the highway.
Yes.
That's something like you have to like work towards. Like I'm not tripping off of that because
or take over it. Like I know y'all have heard me talk about the dishes. But I take over the dishes because I like it done a certain way. I'm not gonna make like, would I like for him to do dishes? Sure, I would like for him to do the dishes. But if I'm gonna keep complaining about how he do the dishes, I am now turning this into a bigger problem than it has to be. Yeah. I'll just do the dishes. Can you do something else that you're pretty decent at?
And like, I learned that because he was just like, well, after the dishes, you gotta like wipe it all the way down before you put it away. Like instead of just like letting it air dry, if that wasn't his thing. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna let you know that I'm gonna wash the dishes and I'm not gonna wipe it down. So if you want to come behind me and wipe it down, we can do that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm most likely not gonna do that.
Facts.
I just kept it back. Like I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, like why can't he just stand there when you're doing dishes and wipe it down and put it away? Like you
right, but it was one of those the first conversation type, first time conversation.
It could be a date. Cleaning the house could be a date. Like a lot of people don't even realize that. Like I've had to learn to act certain things because I've done things my way for so long and moved how I move for so long that simply just asking him to do a few things. Now we're laughing and talking and conversing and having a good time doing it. It goes a lot faster. Yeah. Like you can really make like it really doesn't have to be that big of a deal. Just simply ask.
Yeah.
Or just be okay with how they do it. If the vacuuming doesn't have to be perfect.
The bathroom, yep.
Let them vacuum. That's one less thing off your list. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it done.
Like don't like you're right. Like don't like obsess about it. Like if you know you like your clothes folded a certain way, then fold the clothes.
Just fold the clothes.
Yeah, if you know he don't like folding clothes, have him hang all the stuff that needs to be hung. Like
that's the thing. I hate putting away dishes. He don't mind it. I clean the dishes. He put them away.
Yeah.
Like
teamwork. Until 12 figures a month, and then you could just hire people to do the stuff. But
I am working towards that goal.
Amen.
I want a maid every 3 months. It doesn't have to be every day. Just every 3 months, 4 months. Have somebody come in and do a deep clean.
Yeah.
I could tidy.
And I'm not trying to put my sister-in-law and brother's information out there, but they do have a cleaning service that comes in once a month. And baby, they came one time I was there. We left in the morning, came back spotless. I was like, oh.
Yep. Oh, and that takes off a lot of stressors off of the relationship as well. If you can hire out, and granted, it is expensive, y'all. I know we in time and inflation, but I'm actively working on taking more things off of my list to do. That if I can hire somebody else to do it, I would do that because that just lets us spend more time together. That lets us work on our relationship more. If I'm not so consumed with the stressors of life,
I agree.
So hey,
I agree.
If y'all like it, I love it.
I agree. I agree. Well, that was deep. This was great. And so we're gonna wrap up today. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hopefully you follow us on all social media platforms at 30andamess.com. That's
30ANDAMESS.
Yes. 30andamess.com. Check us out. Check our website out.
Pick up your merch. Got merch too.
Get the merch.
That merch. Link in the bio. It's in the description. So we love y'all. Check us out on YouTube if you listen to us on Spotify and vice versa. Other than that, we love you guys. We'll see y'all.
Bye.